Hey there, I'm Richard Brandt, Monos Historian, and you're watching Stream It Now. Well, I know just how it is. You're just getting caught up on your movie watching, and then TubiTV has to go and bury you under another avalanche of free movies. More than 200 of them added today, and some real standouts among them too, including the documentary Ai Weiwei, The Fake Case, the documentary Alien Stole My Virginity, as faithful viewers will no doubt recall, not the only documentary on this subject. Tom Sizemore plays himself in a thriller directed by George Romero's son, Cameron Auteur. JoBeth Williams in the indie Texas drama Barracuda. Selena Gomez in the raunchy teen comedy Behaving Badly. The documentary Best Worst Movie about the Monos-like cult following that is gathered around the movie Troll 2. Patton Oswalt in the dark comedy Big Fan. Robert Mitchum in the remake of The Big Sleep. Stand Up with Bill Bellamy, Crazy, Sexy, Dirty. Katherine Harrison in the horsey drama Blue Fire Lady. Melissa Leo and James Franco in the crime drama Burn Country. Sean Astin in the blood-soaked prequel Cabin Fever, Patient Zero. Sophia Loren, Burt Lancaster, Richard Harrison, an all-star cast in the thriller The Cassandra Crossing. Aidan Quinn and Kira Sedgwick in the drama Cave Dweller. Robert Hossein stars in and directs the spaghetti western Cemetery Without Crosses. Triple H in the thriller The Chaperone. Sketch comedy with Chocolate Sundays, hosted by Tommy Davidson. Robert Pattinson in David Cronenberg's drama Cosmopolis. David Arquette in the thriller The Cottage. George Romero's classic 70s horror thriller The Crazies, featuring the ubiquitous Lynn Lowry. The literary hoax documentary The Cult of J.T. Leroy. Alexandra Paul and Tatiana Maslany in the thriller Dangerous Isolation. Antonio Banderas and Mark Strong in the Middle East historical drama Day of the Falcon. The rock documentary Death by Metal. The Scott Adkins thriller The Debt Collector. Scream Queens Julie Strain, Brink Stevens, and Tiffany Shepis in Delta Delta Die. From Japan, the Best Foreign Film Oscar winner Departures. Brittany Snow and William H. Macy in the drama Dial a Prayer. Candice Bergen and Gene Hackman in Stanley Kramer's thriller The Domino Principle. Armin Shimmerman and Tiffany Shepis in the thriller Dropping Evil. William H. Macy in David Mamet's dark drama Edmund, directed by Stuart Gordon. Richard Crenna in the 70s thriller The Evil. The Swedish horror comedy Evil Ed. Lily Sobieski and Jamie Kennedy in the adult entertainment comedy Finding Bliss. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee narrate Flesh and Blood, the Hammer Heritage of Horror. Ray Don Chong in the sci-fi thriller Force of Impact. Frank Sinatra, The Main Event, live at Madison Square Garden. Christian Slater and Crispin Glover in the Elmore Leonard adaptation Freaky Deaky. Gang Jun's Sundance Prize winner Free and Easy. Country legends like Johnny Cash and June Carter drop by for the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour Country Special. Maggie Gyllenhaal, Tony Shalhoub, and Jim Gaffigan are among the ensemble cast of the post-9/11 drama The Great New Wonderful. Tracy Nelson and Fred Olin Reyes, Ground Zero, The Deadly Shift. Winona Ryder and Christian Slater in the classic high school twisted comedy Heathers. The Profile of the Hollies, Look Through Any Window. Paris Hilton in The Hottie and the Naughty. A indie filmmaker tries to land Jack Black for his next movie in The Insufferable Gru. Thomas Dekker directs Rory Culkin in the thriller Jack Goes Home. Stand up with Joan Rivers, Don't Start With Me. The Full Moon Pictures sequel Killjoy Goes to Hell. David Hasselhoff in Last Night a DJ Saved My Life, the musical. Richard E. Grant and Carrie-Anne Moss in the dark comedy Love Hurts. Sarah Romer in the vampire thriller Manhattan Undying. Kate Blanchett plays a host of characters in Manifesto. Lena Olin in the offbeat drama Maya Durdell. Richard Burton in the Patrick knockoff The Medusa Touch. The American Masters profile Mel Brooks, Make a Noise. Comedian Jackie Vernon in the horror parody Microwave Massacre. Herschel Gordon Lewis's hillbilly musical Moonshine Mountain. Muddy Waters Blues Band live at Rock Palace. Richard Johnson in another Exorcist knockoff, The Night Child. Luke Goss and Danny Trejo in the horror thriller The Night Crew. Willa Ford and John Hurd in the thriller The Nurse. Harry Nilsson's animated classic The Point, the Full Moon sequel Puppet Master 5. Takashi Miike's crime drama Rainy Dog. Richard Jordan is Dirk Pitt in the big budget flop Raise the Titanic. Linda Hamilton in Mark Medoff's thriller Refuge. Hilary Swank and Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the psychological thriller The Resident. John Cena in the action thriller The Reunion. Stand up with Ricky Smiley, Open Casket Sharp. Anthony Quinn and Franco Nero, and an all-star cast in the 70s thriller The Salamander. Tracy Gold and Fred Olen Reyes, Solar Destruction. More stand-up with some more. Chandelier Status. Songs from Songus, the Yes 35th Anniversary Concert. Tilda Swinton and Amber Tamblyn in the drama Stephanie Daly. Barbara Boucher in the 60s Filipino crime thriller Stony. Styx with the contemporary youth orchestra. The horror thriller Swamphead. It's about a head in a swamp. The horror comedy Teen Monster with Matthew Lawrence and Ryan Reynolds. Alan Rudolph's first feature film as a director. Andrew Prine in the horror thriller Terror Circus, also known as Barn of the Naked Dead. Santiago Segura returns as Spain's sleaziest cop in Torrente 5, and he's bringing Alec Baldwin along for the ride. Anne Heche in a conspiracy thriller about the government's sinister use of chemtrails. You heard me, it's Toxic Skies. The Norwegian death metal documentary Until the Night Takes Us. Bill Paxton and Chris Wallace's psychological thriller The Vagrant. The Who, live in Texas, 1975. The latest entries in the long-running erotic horror series Witchcraft 15 and Witchcraft 16. Eric Roberts in David Dakota's Wolves of Wall Street. Annette O'Toole in Women Who Kill. Barbie Benton in the 80s slasher classic X-Ray, also known as Hospital Massacre. Yes, Symphonic Live and ZZ Top live from Texas. And there's plenty more indies, low-budget horrors, documentaries, and Lifetime movies. I have the full list of a staggering 209 new titles over at my blog, and I'll leave a link for you.